Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2022 in another part of our Aston Martin career mode as we enter our final 7 days of daily content on this series. It's been an amazing journey so far in the first 3 seasons. We'll of course be getting to the end of season 3 by the end of next Friday. And it could well be one that goes down to the wire, that is for sure, but we will see how things go over the next few races. But I just want to say thank you for all of the incredible support on the series so far, and this series will be going nowhere, but we won't be doing it every single day. As you've seen over the last few days with the golf coming back, I will be reintegrating some of the content into the channel over the next few weeks to bring us back into the variety that we were enjoying in years and months gone by. Football Manager 2023, of course, is out at the end of the month, and we'll be doing daily content on that. So just sort of getting things into place, ready for that moment. I had a few questions of, are you planning on doing a season 4? And that is certainly the case. I am planning on it. I will be planning on keeping this series going for as long as possible, really. I want to see how far into the future we can get, how different things become. You know, I think we're starting to see that now. Some of the changes in personnel, of course. Some of the changes in performance for some of the teams. You know, we have had Haas on the podium this season. We've had an Alpine on the podium this season. So, yeah, really looking forward to seeing how things go. There's a pretty big regulation change coming next season, so I think that will change the order somewhat of the teams. But, yeah, it's going to be exciting. So I can't wait to get into it. And without any further ado, let's get ourselves immersed into the action. Fernando Alonso has himself a development point. We want to make him 90 rated. He's got to be pretty close to it now. Nout for Pierre Gasly or Oscar Piastri. Let's have a look at staff. Nothing for staff. Right, congratulations then. Of course, we had a 1-2 last time out, and it was less than a second that separated our first 2 drivers, Fernando Alonso and, of course, Pierre Gasly. And, well, it's Alonso leading the way, 49 points ahead of Max Verstappen in P2. Of course, there's double points for the final race, so that could bring about some changes next Friday. Pierre Gasly is in P3. He's had a decent run of form recently, but still only the 1 win compared to his teammates 9 this season. So definitely struggling in that regard. So without further ado, let's continue on. Facility upgrade complete. That's what we want to see. Let's keep going. Helipad condition poor. Race prep for the Italian Grand Prix. Okay. Right. Let's guarantee both cars to finish in the top 5. We have had our final upgrade of the season, remember, so we are only going to get worse between now and the end of the year. And it could mean that we have an exciting conclusion if Max Verstappen starts actually performing and getting himself on the podium. But here we go. We're ready for the off.
Welcome to Life in the Fast Lane. We're here at Monza in Italy, the home of Ferrari. But who will take home the points this weekend? Let's find out as we get started with the Italian Grand Prix. Monza, a centurion among circuits, dripping with motorsport history. Expect to see cars fly by, as 80% of the track is tackled at full throttle. It's not all go, however, and brakes can be prone to overheating through the tight chicanes that Monza has to offer. With the season nearly concluded, time is running out for the teams. Can anyone make a last-minute breakthrough? Can the leading drivers hold on? Only time will tell. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Right then, looks like it's going to be heavy rain for the race. That's definitely going to spice things up. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'll see you guys for qualifying. Well, simulating a practice 3, and you can see Fernando Alonso P2. Pierre Gasly down in P8. Very, very close times between a lot of the drivers out there. Charles Leclerc will be having a grid penalty. I think we'll be giving Pierre Gasly that same treatment. I think we are going to take the new engine this Grand Prix. There's a few guys that are going to be at the back, so I think it's definitely worth doing. Max Verstappen looking very, very quick in the Red Bull, but look at this, 100% setup confidence for Gasly, 98 for Fernando Alonso. Let's go and get a brand new engine for Pierre Gasly. And remember, he is going to be starting from the back of the grid, so absolutely no point in qualifying, really. Fernando Alonso will put in his newest engine for this race. Obviously a power circuit. We need all the power that we can get, and we'll be able to properly look after the tyres. So it's going to be a proper Q1, Q2, Q3 this time. So let's get ourselves into it and see how we get on. So manage qualifying 1. Of course, Pierre Gasly will not be leaving the garage. Fernando Alonso will be. Let's get him out there straight away.
Ready to check? Okay. Ready to check? Okay.
And see what he can pull off today. Yeah, I want to save all the tyres for Pierre Gasly, although it is looking like it is going to be pretty rainy tomorrow, so you know, potentially we might be making the wrong call, but we'll see. We'll see. So Fernando Alonso out there now. There's a Mercedes, Alpine, and another Mercedes not too far up the road here. Yeah, managed to get past the Mercedes pretty well there. A little bit of gravel on the tyres there, not ideal. Pretty good. I'm half expecting Williams to get out of Q1 today. Feel like they've been improving a lot recently, and it'll be nice to do all 3 qualifying sessions. Not sure we've done that since probably the back end of season 1. But here he comes then, Fernando Alonso flying around the final corner. What can he manage here? He comes up to the line, and it's going to be in the 1 minute 20s. It's a 1 minute 20.8. Very decent time there. And we'll see where that puts him in relation to his peers. Lewis Hamilton goes slightly quicker. Lance Stroll 7th at the moment, so I might be wrong about Williams getting through here. I thought maybe their straight line speed could see them through. Shall we hop on board with our old friend Mr. Nico Hülkenberg? Maybe for the last bit of his lap. Let's see what he can pull off here. Can he go quicker than his teammate? Here he comes into the parabolica now. And he flies round and he's going to come up to the line. What time is he going to put in there? Slower than his teammate Lance Stroll. That's a big shame. But Fernando Alonso comfortably in 4th place. Of course, the championship leader and world champion, looking to seal his 4th world title in the next few Grand Prix. But the top 6 separated by 0.2 of a second. We've still got Perez and Leclerc to go out there. Perez managed to put in a good time. Leclerc's coming round now. What's he going to do? He goes 3rd, so very, very strong. Top 8 within 0.2 of a second. Ocon not far behind, Norris not far behind that, but of course Gasly is going to be the only guy not to set a time. He's going to be starting at the back of the grid for tomorrow's race. We could have potentially started ahead of other.
Session is over.
grid penalty folk, but I'm not that bothered, really. Vettel goes slightly quicker. Perez goes quicker. Looks like the track is getting better. Williams cars couldn't improve at all. And, well, there you go. Alonso finishes 7th overall there. Pierre Gasly is going to be out. So that, of course, ruins our promise of getting both drivers into the top 5 for this Grand Prix. Going out in Q1 then, Antonio Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, Lance Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg, and, of course, Pierre Gasly. Into Q2 then, and just we could just use the used set and keep ourselves 3 brand new sets for the race tomorrow. That should be fine. I do wonder if, because Gasly hasn't actually been out on track yet, whether he's got the grid penalty. I don't know. No idea. Yeah, we're going to send Fernando out towards the back end of the session. I think you should be able to get through on used tyres. And then use the new set in Q3, and that gives him 2 brand new sets of soft tyres for race day, which I think would be pretty awesome if he could pull that off. So I'll send Fernando out there now. Should have a pretty clear track, which is exactly what you want. So let's watch Fernando Alonso as he goes about his Q2 lap on those used soft tyres. As we've seen, there's not really been a race where we've had full wet conditions for the whole Grand Prix. I'm not even sure, have we had a race that start in wet conditions? I really don't know. You know, we're 60 episodes in pretty much now. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that one. Let me know down in the comments. You guys will probably remember better than me a lot of what's happened in the series. But yeah, here we go then. Fernando Alonso. Purple in the first sector. What about the middle sector? What can he pull off there? Green in the middle. Of course, Verstappen currently out in the drop zone. Vettel currently in the drop zone as well. So Alonso looking to probably go at least 4th here if he wants to get through. So he flies around the final corner. We're looking for something in the 120.8. He comes up to the line, that's 20.6. Wow, quickest. Fernando goes on the used tyres. That's a terrific time. And that really sets his credentials up for Q3. So he is more than through to Q3. He's probably just set himself as favourite for pole position. Let's see what everybody can do as Hamilton has spun. He might struggle now to get a good time in. Russell goes 4th. Hamilton probably already through. Vettel comes through. He goes 6th. Very good time from him. What about the Red Bulls then? Perez stays 3rd. Here comes Zhou Guanyu up to the line. He can't improve. What about Bottas? Can he get into the top 10? He can. 7th at the moment. The 2 Ferraris coming through now. Here comes Leclerc. He goes fastest. Sainz comes through. He's only 3rd. What about Max Verstappen? Currently out. Goes through up into 4th. Hamilton through as well. He slightly improves and he goes into 6th place. And what a close top 10 that is. Only 0.4 of a second separating the top 12. And the unfortunate victims, Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo. Quite unbelievable there in the end. But Charles Leclerc is quickest going into Q3. It's going to be an exciting one. So here we go then into Q3. And we will use a brand new set of soft tyres. And just the one set. And keep 2 brand new sets for the race. And see what we can pull off. We are going to try and be the last man over the line. Let's see what we can do. Well, here they come. Hamilton currently quickest. Leclerc goes slightly quicker. What about Verstappen? He's only second. So Leclerc currently quickest. But remember, he's got a grid penalty. So that is pretty huge. So Max Verstappen is going to be on pole as it currently stands. Lewis Hamilton is going to be there in second. Sergio Perez will be third. Hamilton's going to be setting the pace here. He's going to be on his first flying lap. And of course, we have seen improvements made on used tyres. So here comes Lewis Hamilton. He's starting his final lap of qualifying. Ocon, then Verstappen, then Leclerc, Russell, Vettel, Perez, Sainz, and Bottas is finishing up. But yeah, what an exciting session this could be. Let's have a look at Sector 1. Hamilton goes quicker. What about Ocon? He's coming through now. Is he going to go any quicker? Yes, he does. Verstappen now is going to be the third one through. He goes purple. What about Leclerc? He comes through now, and yeah, Alonso doesn't seem to be going that quick. But it is about 208 mile an hour. Very, very good, as most people are setting green first sectors. Now, Fernando Alonso, he'll be looking to try and put in a purple sector in this first sector for him. So here we go. He comes up, and he's green in the first sector. So Verstappen currently quicker than Fernando. And here comes Lewis Hamilton. He comes up to the line. Is he going to do anything to improve? He does a 120.7, which isn't enough. What about Ocon? He comes up to the line. Can he do any better? He does improve, but only 9th. Verstappen comes up to the line. He can't improve. What about Leclerc? Neither can he, as Fernando Alonso now purple in that middle sector. We've got Vettel coming up to the line. He goes 5th. Perez now. Perez over the line. Doesn't change. Sainz. He goes 2nd. What a lap from him. Bottas over the line. Only 8th. Now then, Fernando Alonso looking for a 120.6. Puts in a 120.603. Wow, that is very, very close. It wasn't quite a 120.603, but it's enough for 2nd position on the grid, just behind Charles Leclerc. So in reality, Fernando Alonso is going to be starting on pole for the race tomorrow. The world champion and world championship leader did what he needed to do today and put in a terrific qualifying performance. Very, very consistent. And, well, our cars are going to be bookending the grid.
Drivers are strapping themselves in, ready for race day.
Aston Martin performed well during the qualifying session, and they're rewarded with a good grid position for the race. This weekend, Red Bull displayed real promise during qualifying, but will they fulfill that potential by the time they reach the checkered flag? And the clouds today look very ominous, which means that teams may have to contend with rain at some point during the race.
Well, this is going to be one thrilling Italian Grand Prix, and we're nearly ready to kick things off.
Right then, here we are for the race. It is apparently going to rain, but it is starting dry once again. But you can see lots of rain is going to come in the second half of the race. I think Pierre Gasly needs to be out there on hard tyres, starting off on hards, and see how far he can go, really. Would mediums get him there? I mean, mediums would get him there, to be fair. But, yeah, hards are going to be too hard, I think. Yeah, mediums are going to be the one. 24 laps, and then onto the, I presume, wet tyres, because it is going to get pretty wet pretty quickly. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to be doing for the rest of the Grand Prix. I'm going Going slightly more aggressive. So we'll update his strategy to be strategy C. Fernando Alonso. I mean, could we get 2 soft tyre stops in before the rain sets in? I don't think that's going to be worth it, is it? I honestly think it's going to be a very similar story for Fernando Alonso. Let's bring him in a lap earlier, head on to the wet tyres, and go a little bit more aggressive. I think that's going to be the story. And of course, if it dries up towards the end, then we do have that opportunity to push a little bit harder on soft tyres. And Fernando's going to be pushing from the get-go. We'll put an extra lap of fuel in Gasly's car because he's going to have to push harder. But let's get ourselves into the race and see how we get on. Here we go.
It's a bit of a cloudy day for the race, but the atmosphere as ever is electric. Looking at Fernando Alonso here. They're in pole position, and they've got to be happy about that. Next for the team, it's Pierre Gasly. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today, so there's a lot of cars between them and the podium. Everything's been building to this.
Here we go then. An exciting Italian Grand Prix is about to get underway.
Italian Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
Lights out, away we go. A long hold of the lights there, and Fernando Alonso off to a very, very good start, but he's going to be defending from Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz as we head towards turn 1. And Carlos Sainz goes down the inside. Oh, there was nearly contact there, but Sainz backed out of it. Fernando Alonso leading the way, and we've got Max Verstappen following him through. They've already broken the slipstream of Carlos Sainz behind. That's going to be absolutely crucial for the start of this Grand Prix. And here we go then with Pierre Gasly through on Mick Schumacher almost immediately there.
So far.
Very good start for Fernando Alonso. He's built half a second on Max Verstappen. There's yellow flags in Sector 2. Anything that we need to be aware of? I don't think so. Pierre Gasly with a brand new, fresh engine. Is he going to be able to make a good move on these guys? Well, he's already having a look. And it's Nico Hülkenberg not too far ahead. But a very good start for Fernando Alonso, who's already 0.8 of a second ahead. He needs to get a second ahead of Verstappen in these early stages because Verstappen is on the soft tyres. He could potentially take those soft tyres up until that first pit stop. And here we go with Pierre Gasly. Then he pulls to the outside. Hülkenberg has also pulled out to the outside. And can Pierre Gasly have a look around the outside of Albon here as they go into turn 1? Albon has the inside line that obviously turns into the inside line for Gasly as now they're coming up towards the Curva Grande. This is going to be very, very close, but Pierre Gasly is through. It looks like he's going to have a bit of an exciting race back there, side by side now with Albon, and having a look ahead to Nico Hülkenberg. Goes down the inside, still side by side with Albon, and Albon manages to get in front. Now Fernando Alonso still pulling away from Max Verstappen. He's already heading towards Ascari as Gasly only through Lesmo 2, already losing so much time to his teammate. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you passed, you're through.
Now can Pierre Gasly brake later into Ascari? He's trying, but of course Nico Hülkenberg is a little in the way here. But if we hop on board, he might be able to have a little look into Parabolica here.
DRS has been enabled.
And there you go, Albon having a look. Albon might get past both here.
Full concentration, anything can happen still.
Come on, Pierre.
We are out of DRS.
What's he going to do here?
Okay.
I'll have to go neutral, I think. There we go, Albon is through. Hulkenberg still side by side. Fernando Alonso leading the way. Got a good little lead. It's time to potentially zoom it through a little bit. But because we've broken the DRS on Verstappen, we should hopefully be in a good position now. So Hulkenberg surely is going to struggle here. Oh yeah, Albon goes down the inside. Gasly still biding his time here. But Alonso leading the way, 1.5 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen. Gasly caught behind the two Williams cars. Alonso pulling out that lead. Gasly finally passed Hulkenberg.
Looks like Aston Martin.
Let's have a little look at this. Let's see what he managed here.
Let's see what happened there.
It was into
Now
parabolic
look at
error,
this.
actually.
Pierre Gasly.
It's a good move to pull off and a good stage to do it at.
They take advantage and must.
Now he needs to catch up to Stroll, otherwise he's going to struggle to keep in front of Hulkenberg. Yeah, should be able to do that. And here we go, again, has a potential chance around the outside. It's Lewis Hamilton now up into second position, fighting with Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz, actually. It's a four-way battle for second as it stands. There goes Pierre Gasly. Let's see if we can harvest
Recharge
some
on.
ERS.
Okay.
And now Pierre Gasly straight through. That was very, very good.
So this was the Aston Martin.
Yeah, managed to pass Stroll through Ascari. And then
Moving
continued
up a place
to
there.
do a
Excellent
great
work
job
from them.
behind
The
Albon.
driver's team there cheering them on.
And he is through. Very, very good from Pierre. Now he needs to start catching up to Zhou Guanyu, who's 5 seconds ahead, believe it or not. Well, Albon straight back past him there.
That's a position gained for AlphaTauri.
I wonder if we need to deploy, maybe go a bit aggressive on the tyres.
So pick up the pace. Pick up the pace.
Okay.
Here we go. DRS enabled. ERS deployed.
Fantastic work.
Yeah, desperately need to catch up to that little group in front.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Mainly get a second ahead of Albon. That's the key here. I think he's managed it. But Albon has the DRS. Depending how aggressive Gasly is through Ascari and down towards Parabolica, should be able to pull out that gap. More than a second. It's very, very close, but I don't think he's quite done enough here.
Okay, that was a purple lap. I'll let you know if the situation
So
changes.
Albon again has DRS. Let's see what Gasly can pull off here in the first sector. He is more than a second ahead now. So we can go back to neutral now. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile, 2.5 seconds ahead. He's absolutely chilling out front. A long, long way ahead of Gasly, as it currently stands. But of course, we know there is a long, long way to go in this Grand Prix with the wet weather that we are predicting. It could and probably will change the whole dynamic of the Grand Prix. Now, Gasly starting to close in on this little DRS train that takes you all the way to Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, people starting to come in. I think soft tyre runners are in the pits. So Gasly up to 14th. We've got some yellow flags, brief yellow flags. And Gasly's ahead of Hamilton and Verstappen there. So Gasly, in theory, doing one less pit stop. We think that rain is coming.
Just look after this tyre set though. Look after it.
Yep.
So Gasly will be harvesting over the next lap or two. And then I think he'll be deploying.
Rain is imminent.
Okay, copy.
Is that a lockup?
So let's see what Pierre Gasly can do here. Can he turn us into contenders for this race? That's enabled. I'm trying to use the Vettel tactic from Season 1 where we used ERS to blitz past all of these guys. We're expecting rain. Maybe not quite as soon as we thought though. Is Gasly going to be last of the late breakers here on Zhou Guan Yu? Yes, he is. Very good move, but Zhou Guan Yu's still there. Now using ERS and he's safely passed. And now into the realms of Kevin Magnussen.
Okay, well done.
We'll see if we can use a little bit more ERS.
Just gained a race position.
So the rain that we expect to hit will be light.
Oh, there's the rain.
Just for impact rain in the late.
Copy.
There's the rain. And this is going to be the last bit of DRS that I think we get.
Someone's run wide.
Gasly's going to wait out there for now. I think with Gasly we're going to go for intermediate tyres. For Alonso, we're going to go for those wets.
Box and pick confirm.
So, Fernando Alonso leading by nearly 4 seconds now. He's doing a terrific job out there. Let's hop on board. Fernando Alonso coming in this lap. I wish I could have delayed by a lap.
Okay, copy.
We might be making the wrong decision with Fernando here. Here Gasly's coming round. He's coming in as well.
Copy.
He's putting the intermediate tyres on. Fernando Alonso is away. But the rainfall is dropping. Fernando is going to be stuck on these tyres. Pierre Gasly is away. And Fernando's the only one on wets. That could be a disaster. Alonso defending for his life here. And that's Charles Leclerc. Oh, sorry, it's Carlos Sainz who sees a massive opportunity here. Fernando just struggling away on these wet tyres, waiting for that heavier rain to come. We think it will come in maybe 2 laps' time. Sainz is away. DRS is still enabled, by the way. And Alonso struggling. Pierre Gasly not far behind. Gasly has DRS.
Red Bull gained a place.
And there he goes. He is past. Leclerc, Russell and Bottas are in.
Keep at it.
Now Fernando Alonso. Yeah, these tyres are going to come in a little bit now. You can see the rain is coming.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Alonso's coming down the pit straight now. DRS is gone now. And Alonso 4th. But he's on wet tyres and we think it's going to get wet enough for those wet tyres. Pierre Gasly coming through. Where's he going to get up to? Wow, he is up to 8th place now. Soon to be 7th, you would think, as well. Let's have a little look. Yeah, Bottas on the wet tyres. Some of those guys, I think, are going to be on the wets when they come out. We'll see very, very shortly, but Pierre Gasly pulls to the inside of Curva Grande. Oh, this is going to be an exciting move down the outside. As Pierre Gasly does an excellent job there. Now, is Mick Schumacher going to be on wets? No, he's not. So it's only Bottas
So far.
and Fernando Alonso on those wet tyres so far. Alonso still defending
Looks like Aston
from
Martin
Lando
have
Norris.
just gained a race position.
Now, gap to leader. Alonso still losing out in that battle. Pierre Gasly, meanwhile, up to 7th place from the back. What a comeback this is from Pierre Gasly. So it's a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment. Sainz leads, Leclerc 2nd, then Russell in 3rd. It's now wet conditions. Fernando Alonso is going to be the man in the best position. And we think it's going to get worse. So it's a big question now of what do we do? As you can see, Fernando starting to make time. But is Gasly quick enough here? Wow, Alonso has really caught up to Russell now. These tyres starting to bite. How long is it going to stay like this? We can react with Gasly. If everybody starts coming into the pits, we can react. Nobody coming into the pits is, at present. Norris is in. Norris is in. Yeah, still ahead at the moment. Gasly up to 6th place now. So yeah, Bottas has made the right decision. Bottas is right behind. He's on wet tyres, so he is probably going to make a move past Gasly soon. But yeah, you've got to be able to make the move stick. So Alonso can go aggressive.
And let's push.
Copy.
Let's see what he can do here.
Squeeze and lift and coast.
Copy.
So Fernando pulls to the outside. He's going to have a little look into Ascari, but well defended from George Russell. Although Alonso's got the inside line and he is going to have a look. He goes down the inside of Ascari and Fernando Alonso is through. So back up into 3rd position. The World Championship leader goes.
Come on.
Meanwhile, the Red Bull's down in 10th and 12th at the moment. This is huge
Aston
for
Martin with a
Fernando.
Great play there. They've moved up a place.
And, well, Pierre Gasly still managing to stay ahead of Bottas. I think this could be where the overtake happens. After this next straight, but oh, well, a little bit squirrely through there was Bottas. And that's why he hasn't managed to get a good run. Pulls to the outside. Don't think he's going to be able to make it happen this time, as Fernando Alonso has now caught up to the back of Charles Leclerc. But nobody else has come in just yet. It was just Lando Norris that has come in to put the wet tyres on. It has dropped below 4mm now. It's weather, it's going to be intermediate weather conditions again. Do we think we're past the worst of it? I think we possibly do. Until later in the Grand Prix. Everybody sort of stayed out there, survived. As those millimeters get smaller and smaller, Alonso's just going to get slower and slower. Yellow flags there briefly in sector 1.
There's been a lock-up.
That was Ocon. It's Fernando Alonso side by side with Leclerc here. Who's got more grip? Leclerc at the moment, but Alonso gets the better exit and they're going to be side by side going into the Curva Grande. Here we go. Still side by side.
Such an awesome job, mate.
And Alonso is through. Once again, this is just very, very strong.
Oh, and Ferrari just
from Fernando. Yeah, Gasly not far behind Daniel Ricciardo now. These two are still side by side. This is ridiculous. As Leclerc just about makes it past, going into Ascari.
Yeah, don't sweat it.
Very, very good. Very good. So time to keep zooming on.
Position.
Yeah, Alonso's gonna be slowing down now. I think we need to be pitting with Fernando this lap. It's going to come out in 10th place apparently, but I think we have to do it. I think he's going to be too slow otherwise. So he's in.
Okay, pit lane.
Okay, copy.
So wet tyres worked for a few laps, but it's been a big mistake in this race. So on to the intermediates we go. Gasly's actually ahead of Fernando now. Having a look at Daniel Ricciardo as Alonso coming out of the pit lane. I think he's going to be behind Perez as well here, is he? It's going to be very, very tight. Looks like he is back out in 10th place, but no, Perez is through. Perez is through, so Alonso in big trouble. He's outside of the points now.
Red Bull moved up.
It looked once again like it was a blind ever decision, but not to be. There goes Pierre Gasly then up to Ascari. Oh, that's good defending from Daniel Ricciardo, but Gasly's got the inside line and he goes for it, and what a move this is from Pierre Gasly, and he is through and up into 4th place in this Italian Grand Prix.
Fantastic work.
The scene of his first ever victory in Formula 1, and could this be another special day from him, starting from 20th on the grid after a grid penalty. It would be quite the achievement if he was to win this race, but he's very much in that battle. He's 15 seconds off the leader in the fastest car with a brand new engine. This could be an unbelievable day out for Pierre. He's managed to get past Daniel Ricciardo now, so we're expecting him to push on. Here goes Fernando Alonso. Is he going to have a little look at Sergio Perez? Somebody's ran wide in sector 2. I'm not sure who it is.
I think someone's
it's
run
Carlos
wide.
Sainz, the leader of this race, ran wide there. So let's zoom it forward, see where Pierre Gasly can get to, because he's closing in a little bit on
Looks like
George
Aston
Russell.
Martin have just gained a race
Fernando
position.
Alonso is past, or was past, Perez. Where is he now? Yep, there we go. Alonso doing a great job here. And he's now only a second behind Max Verstappen. Gasly 8.3. Let's keep an eye on Fernando then. Definitely quicker than Max as it stands. He's just ever so slightly quicker for all the corners. Oh, and it's now wet conditions again. Well, are we expecting? Well, we are expecting it for quite a while. And Sainz and Ricciardo pit. That's in P3 at the moment. Hamilton in the pits. Do we pit with Fernando Alonso? This is a risk. This is a championship risk. Verstappen's in as well. So it looks like everybody's going to the wet tyres. And this is huge. Out behind Verstappen. It's not brilliant. Yeah, Gasly needs to come in this lap for the wet tyres. It's getting worse out there.
Come on, mate.
Copy.
But he might be okay by the fact that he had a decent amount of gap here. Sainz is the one closing in a little bit. So Leclerc in, Russell in as well. And now Pierre Gasly
Back it out.
in.
Back it out.
Okay.
Leclerc in the pit lane now.
So here we go. Pierre Gasly in. He's away nicely. Is he going to be in front of Sergio Perez? That would be pretty awesome if he was. And he's going to be well ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. So that's worked out beautifully for Pierre Gasly. He's up in 4th place here.
Perez in the pit lane.
As Fernando Alonso flies round. If only he'd stayed out, but I think he'd have been overtaken by virtually everybody. But he'd have saved that 20 odd or 40 odd seconds there. And where would 40 seconds take him now? Let's have a look. Yeah, he'd be in the lead of this Grand Prix. But hindsight is a wonderful thing. He's now in 11th, and he's going to have to power his way back through the field. So let's zoom it forward a bit. Let's see where we get to in this race. I do think the switch to intermediates is going to be a very, very crucial one late on in this race. We're expecting the rain to clear up around about lap 45. It's lap 42. So I think we can attack on these tyres. Get everything out of them because we're not going to be taking them to the end of the Grand Prix. And that's how we have to look at it. Fernando Alonso's getting
Sounds
pretty
like
close
someone's locked up.
to overtaking Norris.
Okay, that is the end of the race.
Copy.
So Fernando Alonso going to make that move. Not managing it currently. So Gasly starts another lap. 45 of this Grand Prix. Is it going to be worth being on intermediate tyres?
Looks like there's been a lockup.
It's a big decision. I think we got to make it. He's not making the inroads any other way. So in he comes onto the intermediate tyres. I think Gasly will stay out there on the wet tyres. He's got stuff to lose. Alonso not particularly. Could be incredibly fast compared to the rest of them if this track gets pretty near to dry. It's not that far back. So let's see. Let's see how the rest of this race goes. I'm imagining Alonso's going to make some pretty quick ground here.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Pierre Gasly within 13 seconds of the lead. He's another one that's going to make some late moves, I think. Yeah, we need the track to dry up a treat here. Pierre Gasly's going to give us some late race entertainment, I think. think he's going to try and get himself onto the podium here. As Fernando Alonso up to 14th place now.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
It's absolutely going for it out there. And Fernando Alonso, well, he's going for it too. He's now caught up to the back of Vettel. This should be like taking candy from a kid. Yep, he's going to have so much more grip on those intermediate tyres than he is through very, very easily.
This is awesome work, come on.
So now, Fernando Alonso
And think about left lifting coast.
is definitely going to be the quickest guy out there. Let's have a look at last lap time. Alonso did a 1:28.4. Yeah, those around him
Clip it.
so much slower. Came into the pits in 11th place. There's 4 laps remaining here, but I think it's going to get incredibly dry. I do think that these wet tyres are going to absolutely come to a snail's pace. And that's when Alonso can hopefully power through. But it might be the biggest mistake that we've made of the season. But again, Verstappen's not going to pull out many points on Alonso anyway. Gasly will pull a few, but not enough to really put him under pressure. So here we go then. Pierre Gasly is now right on the back of George Russell. Is he going to be able to have a good go at Russell here? I don't think so. Into Parabolica, it's going to be 3 laps to go. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile,
3 more laps, including this one.
might be a little stuck here. He's behind Ocon this time. I'll deploy the ERS a bit. He's through. And here we go then with Pierre Gasly, Curva Grande, side by side. Deploy the ERS, and I think Gasly's through.
You're looking good at the moment.
Yes, very good. Gasly now up into P3 as the the track wetness is below 2 millimeters now. Fernando absolutely flying out there. He's giving it absolutely everything. He knows fine well that there could be some last lap
So we're low on battery at the
shenanigans here.
Copy.
If he can catch up to first Perez and then Norris, it's a big ask, but he could grab a point from this Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly coming round now as George Russell having a little look. Gasly still in 3rd place. Beginning to catch up on Leclerc, but 2 more laps. I'm not sure he's going to make up 3.3 seconds in that time. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile, is now just 2.5 seconds behind Sergio Perez. Look how much time he's making up here. He's going to get back to the position he was in, and he's going to have better tyres than he would have done following Norris as he was before. So here we go then. Fernando Alonso into his penultimate lap now. He's pushing so hard. Oh, nearly went into the back of Sergio Perez there. He's going to pull to the outside of the Curva Grande. Here we go. Perez defending for his life, but Alonso's just going to have superior grip here. Alonso through. And now 4 seconds behind Norris. He's got a lap and a half to make that up. I mean, you can see how much time he's making up here. This is what I meant. This is what could have happened. Fernando Alonso has got this final lap. He's got Verstappen in his sights here.
Final lap.
Pierre Gasly now onto the final lap of the race.
Okay.
Carlos Sainz leading. How far behind is Fernando Alonso here? In all seriousness, 44 seconds. Let's see how much time he makes up on this final lap. Now he's on intermediates, and these wet tyres are just going to get worse and worse. So now Alonso into the points. He's now going to pass
Really well executed.
Kevin Magnussen. Which way is he going to go? He goes
Aston
right. I
Martin with a great play there.
don't think
They've
he's
moved
going to
up
make
a
the
place.
move into turn 1. Should make it past the Curva Grande. Can he get past Max Verstappen here? That would be quite unbelievable if he managed that. Well, yeah, Kevin Magnussen defending well, but Alonso's going to be straight through here. It's up to 9th now, and I think he might get Max Verstappen, you know. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly coming up towards Parabolica. He's going to get a brilliant third place today. But it's going to be Carlos Sainz that takes the checkered flag. He wins the Italian Grand Prix and he leads home. A Ferrari 1-2 at Monza. The Tifosi are going to be absolutely delighted. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile, he's right behind. He's got past Verstappen. He's past Verstappen.
Checkered flag.
Can he get Bottas? Can he get Bottas for 7th place here?
Yeah, we'll take it, mate.
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to manage it. We'll hop on board. No, it's not going to quite happen, but, well, what a final few laps that was for Fernando. And he does finish ahead of his championship rival, Max Verstappen.
So we deserve these double points. Good job, everyone.
Yeah, we can do this. But we'll have a chat later.
Well, that was quite an unbelievable end to the Grand Prix, and, well, starting from pole position, dominated the first stint. You have to say Fernando Alonso will be gutted he didn't win the Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly, though, from the back of the grid, what a result for him to finish in 3rd place this race on the podium. He is going to be absolutely delighted. 15 points in the bag. Fernando Alonso only 4, so that's a net gain of 11. It's a start for Pierre. But yeah, Alonso, we threw a lot at him. He had 4 stops, I believe, in the end. But in the end, he finishes in 8th place. Fantastic result for Aston Martin after all of that.
This weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. A truly well-earned podium here, and a dream come true for everyone involved.
Absolutely brilliant.
The Frenchman was in sublime form today, fully deserving of his podium finish here.
And the best podium to be on as well.
Hard work. Surely it's time for them to enjoy this moment.
But well done to Ferrari. What a
Aston
performance
Martin
from them.
having an extremely good day at the track.
I agree, this was all very impressive. And it's obviously the work of a solid, well-run team.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in 1st place in the constructor standings.
Meet us next at the Marina Bay Circuit for a breathtaking race through the streets of Singapore.
Well, quite unbelievable in the end. Carlos Sainz wins the Italian Grand Prix. We've then got Charles Leclerc in second with Pierre Gasly in third. Russell finishes fourth ahead of Hamilton in fifth. Ricciardo finishes a brilliant sixth for Alfa Romeo. Bottas on the one-stopper in seventh ahead of Fernando Alonso in eighth on the four-stopper. Max Verstappen ninth and Kevin Magnussen rounds out the top 10. Then Lando Norris and Sergio Perez, the first outside the points, and no non-finishers today. Into the drivers' standings then, Fernando increases his lead to 51 points over Max Verstappen. Pierre Gasly closes in on second place, and he is currently 60 points behind his teammate, but yeah, it's still on. It is still on. Ferrari, a very good day for them today into the constructors. They very much close in on second place. Red Bull, they'll be looking to try and take advantage of a bit of a downturn in form for those guys in the coming Grand Prix. But if you have enjoyed that, then give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.